7 folds.
Round to Sam Grafton,
8 raises.
who's raising with 7-6 of clubs.
10 folds. 1 fold. 3 folds.
Our race with jacks on the button.
4 raises, 12,000.
3 bets, and it's a full 3x re-raise. Makes it 12K total.
How much you have total? Sorry.
55, 60.
All right, so something interesting is happening here. Sam's asking.
8 calls.
Gets the count and makes the call out of position without the betting lead with a middling hand. Flops a gut shot, has backdoor clubs working for him. Our race though, 77% favorite with his jacks. Action's been checked to him.
Yeah, and now James, you know, seems like a board we can put in a little sort of c-bet here. At this stack depth, I don't know, maybe 9K?
9,000.
Oh, okay, yep. I'll take it.
9,000 into 29,000.
Now, James, this is super interesting because Sam might actually opt to check raise against the 9K sizing with the gut shot here.
Yeah, that's exactly what he's doing.
8 raises. 19,000 total.
Makes it 19 total.
And interesting dynamic here, guys. Think about the combinations that want to check raise this board. If they're not made hands, they might be hands like 5-6 suited. They might be hands like 6-7 suited. They might be hands like Jack-10, but how hard is it for Sam to have Jack-10 when Raiz has 2 jacks?
Blockers aren't real.
Blockers aren't real, but let's just bear that in mind. 9-10 suited. The Grafton is definitely another consideration. You can't call it the Grafton and he's going to fold it here pre-flop. You have to know your customer, and I expect we see a call here in anticipation of antics from one of the most talented poker players out here on the felts and indeed the world.
Well, if he calls here, he's only going to be leaving himself, what, 30K behind, and the pot's going to be well in excess of 60,000. Has called. Well, we are playing 4 stacks here, ladies and gentlemen. Our race has less than half pot behind. Board pairs on the turn. He is now a 9-1 favorite.
And now, guys, let's consider the kind of hands that check raise this flop. Maybe an ace-queen, maybe. Pocket 8s, but that's now a lot more unlikely. Pocket 4s, maybe. Again, I'm not sure how often we defend those pre-flop. But a lot of those made hands at this point, you know, we need to consider what they look like. Does Sam really have quads now? Big question.
Having check raise flop, Sam now checks turn. And now race checks behind. River card. Here's a 9. Now race has a lock on this. And there's only one way Sam Grafton can win this pot. And it is shoving on our race, who would then have to decide whether to call all in with a pair of jacks on this board.
Oh, man. Be such a cool play.
Oh, he's going to go for it.
40,000.
Effectively shoves on our race. All into call.
Oh, man. And race obviously blocking that Jack-10 now. Does Sam really have ace-queen here? Does he really have quads? Does he really have forceful? Are those even part of his calling range pre-flop? You have a pretty excellent bluff catcher here, James. I'm not going to lie.
Well, he can't L raise. Is he going to L call or is he going to L fold?
Exactly. The pout is out. Sam with his trademark pout.
I'm not going to lie. He has the demeanor of a man who's not calling. Could be proved wrong, though, if he comes to the conclusion that jacks are still good,
wow.
but he lets it go. The bluff gets through, and Mohamed El Reis folds the best hand.
Oh, no, there's this.
Heads up.
Heads up to this flop, which is 10 high. Top pair for Finton. Finton, the pre-flop aggressor. It's been checked to him.
Three bets. 5.
Finton bets 5,000. Come on, it's only 5,000. I love a gut shot. I prefer a gut shot to an open ender.
Right, because when you have open enders, you just end up making a pair.
You make
Whereas when you have a gut shot, you actually make a straight.
Correct. All right, here's a strat question for you. You get dealt 4 clubs, but you also have a pair of queens. Do you ditch the pair of queens and go for this is on a 10-hand ultimate X strat question? Sorry.
8 trade. 16,000.
Is ultimate X?
You know, video poker.
No, I've never not played that before.
You don't play ultimate X? Get out! Come on.
No.
I bricked all 10 flush draws. I should have kept the pair of queens. So not just a call, a raise from Dodoni. Getting a little creative, made it 16,000 and turns a little bit more equity.
Yeah, and that's not a bad turn card, especially if you were, you know, maybe trying to rep a check raise with some of the open enders here. Obviously, the queen fills it. You do have a jack in your hand. I think the bad news here for Dodoni is that Finton blocks, you know, some straights as well with the king, especially now that Dodoni decides to check, of course. I think Finton's just going to be pretty happy, I think, sometimes to check back.
He does indeed. River's a brick.
Obviously, you know, other missed draws as well, you know, especially because Dodoni didn't follow through on the turn. But, you know, Finton was never going to release facing that check raise because there are going to be other gut shots, you know, other straight draws that the queen doesn't connect with, you know, the 8-7, you know, 8-6, perhaps, if someone's really trying to get out of line.
So you can't just like make a read and fold to that raise sometimes? Is that a frequency thing? Are you always still calling with top pair?
No, I think you're always calling with top pair on the flop.
Okay, that's going in my notebook. Or my post-it notes, at least. And Dodoni now following through.
I mean, this is kind of interesting because it doesn't feel so much as, you know, perhaps a straight. It now feels a little more like, because I think straights are just going to bet turn and river, right? They're going to want to try to extract as much value as possible. And at the turn and be all in by the river. But in this spot, you know, to check turn and then bet so big on the river, you know, just this huge over bet, you know, you don't even really think that 2 pair hands would necessarily sizing, right? Like a hand like 10-9, which maybe did queen. But once it goes check, check, they decide they go for value on the river. I don't know if they would take that sizing. And Finton also blocks all of the 2 pair combos that really make sense. You know, they're not really, they'll be in there with 10-9 offsuit and suited, but they're not really going to be in there with 10-3 offsuit or 9 suit pre-flop, right? So
Are you saying you're saying this river bet is malarkey?
yeah, it feels a little sus to me. And, you know, a king again is a decent blocker. 10, you know, blocking a lot of the 2 pair combos.
Would you say it's more malarkey, balderdash, or hogwash?
Ooh, I'm just gonna say hogwash because I like that word.
Finton smells a little. Yes.
Yeah, there it is.
Finton also senses some hogs being washed. Calls all in.
Sidoni not betting on the turn, right?
Sorry? Why slow?
Like,
There's tournament life, double up, Finton hand. He's certainly won a hand on a feature table now.
For 80,500.
He's up to 82 big blinds.
They just had only soft drinks. Yes.
Nick gave me a very nice gift last year that I re-gifted.
Nothing wrong with gin and tonic. But
A nice frog.
Which I regifted.
That's right. You re-gifted. I then re-gifted it. I don't. Maybe I gave it to my little cousin. Maybe she re-gifted it. Who knows?
Yeah. Interesting spot here.
Yeah. Calmoose is being 3-bet again with another suited connector.
Yeah, this one goes. I think you can call this, especially at the stack depth. No rest for the wicked here.
like a distinguished gentleman. That's what it sounds like, right? Earl Grey.
5-4 deuce.
1 chip.
Ace king with the wheel draw. The high card properties.
3 bets. 7.
And Finton gets to continue. Real small.
Yeah, real small. 7K into a pot of 43.
Ooh, and he is going to get raised. Now this is a situation I could see
No, he said 215, I think.
the big Ace not giving it up super fast
Conversation
and genuinely
215 or
considering
250. I think it should be 250.
stationing and or
Yeah.
re-raising.
Yeah, this is not a nice spot for Finty. He does have the gut shot and 2 overcards that might be live, but what's the move? Do you just represent max strength and you just ship it in, or just give it up right now? Yeah,
Gives
lets
it
go.
up. Chip leader, doing chip leader things.
Oh, man, that's just a really cute little move there from Calamusa.
In the midst of this chaos, Toby is in position. Let's run out the all-in.
2:16 remaining, 3 all-in calls. Going to go table by table. We have 3 all-in calls. We're on table 4 right now. We have Luke and Andre. Andre is our at-risk player. There's no flop or board, so let's see your cards, guys, please. Luke shows 2 aces. Andre, our at-risk player, shows 2 kings.
Oh, my word.
Wow. Wait, so after he sucked out on the kings,
yeah,
he's now going to go broke. Reggie, get your camera out.
He's run kings into aces. And there's a king on the flop!
10 kings,
No
6.
way.
Look at Renji.
Andre with 2 kings.
He's put his camera away. He's done.
Guy don't miss. He don't miss.
Turn card, please. Turn is an ace.
Oh, ace on the turn!
What? Now he's
Final
filming
card,
again.
please.
Drama.
Final card is
The king!
No, not
Joe.
king.
Players. Please stay in your seats, but we have lots to play here. We have 2 more.
So the guy didn't bubble, then he bubbled?
Correct.
Oh my God, that's nuts.
Doubled up with the ace-king against kings, then ran kings into aces, has been eliminated, but remember, there are still 2 all-ins to run out. He could still get a share of them in cash. So it's Reykjavik in the 8th seat who's at risk.
Anton and Adi. Adi is our at-risk player. So Anton and Adi, can we see your cards please? Send them over. Thank you. Anton shows King 10. Adi, our at-risk player, shows Ace Jack of spades.
So Bogdan wants the king to hit here.
Flop, please. Flop is 3 king.
There's the
5.
king.
Bogdan, don't go anywhere.
Turn is an 8. There is now 2 spades
Ooh,
on the board. Final card, please.
that's a lot of shovels.
Final card is Jack. We have lost Addy over
Okay.
here, number 12. We still have 1 more rolling call.
So the bubble bursts. We're actually now at 214. That means that as things stand, Muntenau and Reykjavik will split a min cash, but there is still 1 more all-in. So it could be 3 players splitting 2 min cashes if there's another elimination. At the final table, which is table 16, we have got Jeremy Zwauri all in and at risk against Park Jae-hung.
So 3 people splitting 2 min cashes. If you're only in for 1 bullet, you profited. Like a couple €100. But the key is, you didn't lose.
That's the key. That's the master key.
That's the skeleton key.
Okay, our last holding call, table number 16, we have Park and Jeremy. Jeremy is our at-risk player. So let's see your cards, please, guys. No, leave them in front of the players, please. Thank you.
4-3 off.
Against jacks.
Park has
All right, lack it up. Not even a sweat. Jack's win. That's my prediction.
So once again, Jeremy, our at-risk player, has a pair of jacks. Flop, please.
Pretty interesting positions here. This might have just been an open shove from the big stack in seat 1 there.
Flop is 10, 5, 3.
There's a 3.
Of course, that's a lot of equity.
That is a sweat.
Gonna win 1 in 4 times.
Turn is a 5.
That's a bad card for him.
Final card, please. Final card is King.
Jacks hold, that is a double up. So 2 players go out on the bubble, 2 players split the min cash. We're down to 214. Everyone else will get a full min cash. We're in the money in this record-breaking EPT Prague main event. Crucially, the bubble has burst.
When you split the min cash, you lose what, 1K? Not even?
All right, players, big congratulations all. You have just cashed in the biggest EPT here in Prague. Congratulations, everybody.